stick together, you know? The devil comes when you're alone.
Is this good, Brad?
What is this place?
There are dead cats hanging from a tree! What was that?
It sounded like a scream.
That's blood. That is blood, Taylor.
I'm gonna get to the police.
Welcome to Aspiring Hollywood. I'm Luciano Saber, and I'm thrilled to welcome a very prolific filmmaker to the show. She has dozens of acting credits, several producing and writing credits, and served in other capacities on various productions. And she just completed her latest film, her latest feature film, that is, The Warning. Her name is Summer Moore, and she's definitely someone you should know. Summer, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you too.
Yes, great. So you just completed a feature film, which we kind of discussed before the cameras were rolling, about
Satanic worship.
that's a little bit freaky for me, but very, very interesting topic. Tell me what you found out.
Well, it's based on the Satanic Panic, which took place in the 80s and 90s across the United States, where parents were scared that their kids were going to fall into satanic worship. And that was happening a lot throughout the U.S. And I grew up in a town in Colorado that was, I guess, coined the devil worshipping capital of the Western world.
Wow.
The little suburb of the town that was called that, where I'm from, wasn't called that. And so I grew up with this, knowing that there was this stuff going on down there that I didn't want to go experience, right? So
right.
Later on in life, I decided, what can I do that would be a little bit different than everybody else's experiences here in Hollywood?
Yeah.
And I came up with, geez, let me draw on my history of growing up, and then...
Well, that's what they say, don't they? It's just write what you know, right? And you're certainly a screenwriter,
right.
A very good one at that.
Thanks.
And a producer. And but tell me more about this fascinating subject. I mean, it's such taboo and so interesting at the same time.
Yeah, I interviewed people from there and asked them, got their real accounts of things that had transpired there when I was growing up, and then interwove that within the script of real but also not real. So I've got my own story that's woven with these true accounts.
So tell me, did anything happen? I mean, did something spooky happen on the set?
No, because this was during the Satanic Panic's mainly 80s and 90s.
Right. It
depends on if you think things are still going on down there. The town
Right.
still has Wiccans, still has witches. Satanic worship may have not been is not as prevalent now. Anton LaVey, who's the founder of the Church of Satan, was rumored to have lived in that town, so that may have been why there was so much activity back then. But the Satan worshipers were a little more out in the open during the Satanic Panic, and now if they're still there, you don't really hear much about them. Part of the town knows what's going on, and part of it doesn't. Like when I talked to my mom about this and told her I was doing this, she was like, what are you talking about? Manitou Springs, they're like an artsy town. They're not, so some people didn't know that this kind of stuff was going on, and some do. So I don't know if it's still transpiring.
Yeah.
So nothing really spooky went on. We shot a lot of it out of Manitou, but...
Yeah. Well, I'm very, very curious to see this film, The Warning, right? The
Yes.
Warning, and it's coming out. You're going to have a premiere coming up on May 28th, you
Yes.
said?
Uh-huh.
May 28th,
Yeah.
great.
Public screening at USC, so...
Yeah. So again, welcome to Aspiring Hollywood. This show is really about giving back to the artistic community. I shouldn't say the acting or producing, because we want to talk to singers and to actors and to producers, directors, and crew members and everybody that's involved in this business, because it's such a tough industry to break into, only because it's so popular and so many people want to be in it, right? Mm-hmm. So tell me a little bit about yourself and how you got started.
I've been acting pretty much all my life, and then I came out to USC and minored in theater, majored in environmental studies, because I didn't think my folks would probably let me get an acting degree at school. It's not cheap, right?
Every parent's nightmare, right?
It is.
I want to be an actor,
right?
And
let's go major in that. So and then I wanted something to fall back on. But I've never been able to fall back. It's just been trying to succeed at acting, which has been very difficult, just trying to get my foot in the door. It's, you hop around from agent to agent hoping that they're gonna send you out on the right auditions, and they want you to get new headshots, and then they can't figure out why you're not going in, and so then you hop to another agent, and it's just and it's all who you know in Hollywood. And unfortunately, as a single, or if, I guess a female, I guess in general, if you're attractive, then you're kind of hit on by men and expected. The casting couch is real, and if you're not going to do such a thing, then you can't really.
Well, I know that goes on. I'm sure more than it should, but I mean, there are other ways to get into Hollywood.
I'm not saying that's the only way. Yes, but yeah.
Because and by the way, most of the time that way doesn't really work.
Right.
So that's good. But I want to talk to you a little bit about your career, because we talked off camera a little bit, and we talked about how difficult it is for people to even get to work in this field, and you've done so many things. You should be so proud of the things that you've done. I want to build you up a little bit here, because you deserve it. So what advice would you have for a struggling actress, that wants to break into the business?
Well, I started to do something totally different with this film than I had ever done before. I started to practice helping other people get work in any industry. I would just go out like nuts. If somebody needed a job, I would go crazy on Facebook trying to find out if anybody knew anybody in this kind of field, whatnot. And I worked really hard, I believe karma or pay it forward or whatnot, on trying to help other people be successful. And this was the first screenplay that I pitched to people, and it just caught on like wildfire. Yeah. And I'd written plenty of other screenplays before, but they just didn't really go anywhere, or it's just like trying to get an agent, whatever kind of thing. So I believe wholeheartedly that anybody in the industry, actors, whatever, that you need to help other people, and it'll come back to you.
But you said something that's key here, and that is, you said that you've written screenplays. Mm-hmm. So the lesson learned is that you didn't sit on the couch waiting, trembling by the phone for your agent to call for an audition. You actually took a proactive step to help your career, and that was to come up with an idea, to sit down, to, I'm sure, educate yourself as to how a screenplay is written, and character development and story development and all that stuff. I taught some screenwriting, by the way. This is not about me, I promise you. This is all about Summer. So, but seriously, so then you took that step and you finished your screenplay. Mm-hmm. And then you went out and you pitched it, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. With you attached as an actress. And that's something a lot of people don't do.
Yeah, I mean, the other screenplays that I've written, I tried to pitch those even if I wasn't attached. And it's just like, yeah. I thought that would be easier to get in the door because I have brains if I'm writing a screenplay, right? Yeah. But it was actually harder because I didn't have all the credits.
Yeah.
They want to know what you had produced, and I had all these acting credits, so I could get in the door easier with acting than I could writing. So.
Right, but then producing again, that was a byproduct. It was a necessary evil, right?
Right.
Nobody wants to. By the way, every time I talk to people about Hollywood and I ask them what they do, not one of them wants to be a producer. Uh-huh. Everybody, they either want to be an actor or a director or a writer, but nobody wants to be a producer. But what people don't understand is that the producer has the power. If you're the producer and you're able to greenlight movies and you're able to get the money back, which is very important, we'll talk about the exit strategy, but to get the money back for the investors, I mean, that's key. You write your own ticket, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's talk a little bit about that, because a lot of filmmakers are all about the creative aspect of the filmmaking, and they don't really think of Hollywood as a business, but Hollywood is very much a business.
Right. I mean, you're taught as an actor, probably acting 101 when you get out here, is trying to market yourself as your product, and you need to think like your body, your being is a business. Right. And a lot of us have just the creative mind, and we don't have the business side of it, and that's hard to cultivate that. Yeah. So I don't know if it's just natural that I had some of that business savviness in me, but I mean, I see producers all around Hollywood that aren't necessarily the best producers, but they are able to make it, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm very fortunate that I have that business mind, but my soul was like craving to do creative work. I mean, when I got to write or act, it was like, oh, and then going back to producing. And unfortunately, the producing is the majority of the film. I mean, you're on it from beginning to end for years.
Right.
Versus acting, you're on it for a month or whatnot, and then writing, same thing. So.
But wait till you have to deal with residuals
Yeah.
and all that. I mean, I'm still dealing with residuals from films that I've done years and years ago, and it never ends as a producer, right?
Right.
So, but it is very important is to have a distribution company or a sales agent or somebody that's involved with sales chaperone your film from the beginning until the end, so then you have an exit strategy, and you do with the warning, right? I mean, you did accomplish that, which is great. So it's coming, it's premiering, and then where can people see this movie?
It'll be the screening or the
the actual
distribution? It'll be VOD on all the platforms everywhere. Right now, the movie can be bought on DVD on Amazon right now.
Okay.
And then there's a site that's called Film Canal, which is through our distributor, that they can also stream it as well. But
Right.
When we do the whole push for worldwide distribution, will be in July.
So, any parting words for the audience? Anything that you might want to say?
I really strongly believe give back to others. I don't think it's the work doesn't necessarily do it. I did work for 20 years and I didn't get anywhere, you know. It was like there's so much more to it than just me. I got to do it all for myself. And when I work on a crew, like my sets, I try to make them so that everybody's helping each other, and it's more not just about me and how can I get successful and how can I whatever, instead trying to help other people. And so then it makes it this nice work environment that.
Yeah, but you know what?
Totally
That's a very important point, and something to understand that filmmaking is about a team. It's about a team. It's not about me. It's not about the director or the producer or the actor individually. It's about everybody, and we never talk about the crew members. Mm-hmm. I couldn't have done my feature films without the crew, and they work the hardest, and they sweat, and they're the first people on set and the last people to leave. But they don't get the credit that they deserve, and I just want to give a big shout out to all my crew members that I've worked with in the past. Thank you guys. I couldn't have done it without you. So now I understand that you have a short film coming out as well. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it? Yeah.
It's called The Karma of Happiness, and it is based on an international best-selling book called The Diamond Cutter, which is about helping people be happy by giving people the things that you want first. So that's what I did with The Warning. Followed that.
Great.
And
where is that film going to be seen?
That's first premiering in China on May 10th. It's a big deal. We had to work on the subtitles, which was like, and then I guess we'll see from there. I'm hoping the author, he tours around the world and gets like followings in the thousands, and hopefully he'll take that with him, and then I'll enter it into some festivals. And you know, it was just kind of I wanted to do something good to put this book into a different medium than just reading or talk or whatever kind of thing. Right. And I've been told by the Chinese people that maybe they may come together and get money for a feature. So
wow.
Yeah. So we'll move from devil worshipping to helping people.
That's a good move. I like that.
Thank you.
We'll keep our fingers crossed for you.
Thank you.
And how would somebody get in touch with you if they wanted to?
Twitter. I'm on Twitter. I have to be.
What's your handle?
At Summer Moore. Very easy. Moore. And my Facebook's a little more hidden because you know you get everybody trying to friend you and whatnot. But it's Smiles, so people can follow me there. Yeah. My company's Happy Day Productions.
Very nice.
And I mean, you could probably find me there if you want. I'm always looking for good things to work on, and you know, I want to help people as much as I can. So that's my job in life, I feel like. So.
Well, I think you're doing great, and
Thank
congratulations on your successes, and I'm sure you're going to have plenty more to come.
Thank you.
And we're going to be looking for you at the Oscars.
Next year. Next year,
right? Very ambitious. Very good. Well, thank you again for coming down, Summer. We appreciate it. And thank you guys for watching. This is Aspiring Hollywood, and I am Luciano Saber. See you next time.